News. Alongside Tom Wade, I'm Susie Suh. We also have Dave Avila on the phone, a retired LAPD pilot. And as we're watching right now, this car just coming to a stop after a brief chase, not too long, for about 15 minutes or so.
Right. A real about face here too, Susie, because we saw this guy was flying down the road. Now he's coming out with his hands. I mean, what? I don't know, maybe he was running out of gas.
Maybe
Who knows?
He was and thought, you know what, I might as well just cut my losses now and just bring it to a stop.
You're racking up the felonies the further you go, right?
Yeah, but it looks like he is obeying those orders. Dave, what kind of orders are they yelling out right now?
Well, right now you're going to have one of the officers that'll give out the orders and have him, step out of the vehicle, open up the door from the outside, which he did, and then after having him step out, pull his jacket up so they can check and see that you're seeing there. And then afterwards, they'll call him back. Now, remember, we're not, with those blacked out windows, we're not sure if there's anybody else in there. We're not sure if there's any weapons involved. If he's running from the police at these speeds, there may be another reason why he's running. He may be a two-striker looking at 3 and maybe committed some other type of crime. So they'll eventually have to clear that vehicle. They got him in custody. They're shaking him down, making sure no weapons. And then, of course, now the procedure is going to be to cautiously approach that vehicle and clear it.
And, we go through this kind of checklist we were talking about, Susie. You wonder, as
more people in there,
as Mr. Avila was telling us, but, why are they running? And then we find out, like he said, there could be a criminal history. There could be other felonies we don't know.
Something more serious than this suspected DUI offense. And as we're noticing here, a second person coming out of this car. So, in fact, there was a passenger sitting in the back seat. And the driver actually, when we talk about DUI cases and the end of pursuits, we usually see them wobbling around a little bit while they're walking back towards officers, but that wasn't the case. It looked like they were obeying those orders pretty well and got into the patrol car and was arrested. And it looks like the second person doing just the same now.
Now the question is there a third person?
Right. Which we often see.
Right.
But
you got to check that back seat, and then they got to open up the back hatch just to see. So they're talking to them right now, the suspects, and they're asking them things like, okay, who else is in there? Is there any weapons in there? Is there anything is there anything in that vehicle that's going to hurt me? Type of thing. And then once they clear that, and you take it for what it's worth, but eventually they are going to have to go up there and clear that vehicle. But as you can see now, it's under control. So they can take their time. They don't have to rush.
And now, of course, we were talking about this at the beginning of this pursuit, is these almost always end the same way. The suspect giving up, and then you have to wonder, well, what changed here? They were, for a stretch of several minutes, going above speeds of 115 miles per hour, and then all of a sudden, poof, about face.
Because oftentimes we see them taking this to the end, Tom and Dave, as we often see, till they run out of gas, till they're, flat on both tires, sparks flying out, both ends. We've seen that as well. All kinds of different endings to pursuits, but certainly, as Dave was mentioning, this is a very delicate process at the end because we don't know, the state of mind of the driver nor the passengers inside this car, and it looks like they are going to be clearing that car here pretty soon as they took 2 people out of that car. We thought originally there might be just one driver, but it looks like there was someone in the back seat there.
Okay. Well, there we have it. Police, obviously there's a traffic nightmare there. Lots of people, probably trying to get home from whatever holiday event they may have been going to. I believe this was on the 110 and then the 10 connector, maybe. I don't have the exact map up there right now, but I believe that's where it was. It looks like, obviously a stretch of road now, just a complete nightmare for drivers on the first day of the new year. I'm sure everyone trying to get home or, to wherever they were going. Dave, thank you so much for joining us. And Susie Suh, thank you for helping us get through the end of this pursuit. Looks like we've wrapped this one up. Thankfully, no one appears injured, and we'll have more on this on KCAL News.